Okay. It looks like 7 of Pentacles. Yes. So what led to this situation is you thought about it. You really contemplated whether or not this was a good investment. And I'm seeing a little bit of unrequited love. So that could be why this person is clinging on so tight. This could be you doing this to someone else, or this may be doing this to you, because you know how magnetic you guys are. So just really thinking and pondering whether or not you should give this opportunity a chance. This person needed a lot of attention and reassurance. And you kind of wanted to see what would happen. But with 4 of Pentacles reversed in your situation, you need 3 of Pentacles in your reading, which is saying to work together. Also, somebody just needs some encouragement. There is this idea of possibly moving houses at some point, or moving in with a partner, perhaps. But see, somebody wants your attention, or you want theirs. But it's like somebody's being petty or childish, and they don't want to give it. Okay, let's see. What is the recent past that led to the situation for Scorpios? The Tower. Ooh. So this is a Scorpionic card. You could have recently gone through a breakup, and you're having to let all that go and be more independent. In fact, maybe January or February, perhaps even December, you guys had a reading where you were going through a pretty bad breakup, okay? And then you wanted to be the Knight of Wands, and that was a challenge for you. And so I had advised you that there was somebody you were going to be looking at who was like a true love scenario, but you wanted to be independent and Knight of Wands. And I advised you to not involve this person because that's not what they're about. And you don't want to get hurt feelings. So you may have really thought about something. You may have thought about investing with this person because you had a really big shock of some sort, most likely a breakup. Could also be relocation, like maybe losing a job or leaving a job. Well, there we go. This is, I didn't get to say it yet, so it still applies to the Tower here. Definitely breakup or not getting along. Also, I'm getting the feeling that some of you are kind of flabbergasted that somebody wants to come out of conflict with you. Or maybe somebody was working with you on something. I did have that 3 of Pentacles alluded to. So you could have worked with somebody on something and somehow been surprised. I don't know what that's about. And it's something you did. You just happen to be like a recipient of the shock. And you're going to know what that is. I mean, this is a general reading, so it can be so many different things. You were expecting an argument, but you didn't get it. Now, in some cases, this 5 of Wands reversed is legal disputes. Somebody doing something irrational. And it's usually due to somebody having low self-esteem or doubting themselves, maybe being overly defensive because of those reasons. I'm saying that the person's just in need of some kind of soul searching, really. It looks like they're going to get it with the Tower. Right, what is the overall? Okay. Wow. You have a lot of cards as your overall. I've seen most of them, so I'm just only going to pull the ones that I saw. Okay. So first thing I saw was the 4 of Cups in reverse. So overall, it's like you had an offer come in. Okay. This could also be an alternative outcome, so it doesn't have to be past or present. It could be in the future. Now here, normally I would see this as rejection, but because this cup is reversed too, this is an opportunity that's taken. It's finally seen, maybe after several attempts. And so in that case, that could be what this is. Or it could have been a rejection, and then in the future, it comes back around. But it seems to be like a cyclical, maybe karmic tie, even. But I feel like somebody broke up to make room for something else, or someone else. And again, with the Knight of Wands here, even though he's not reversed, okay, he's not malicious, but he is Knight of Wands, so he is very independent and wants his freedom. And so he's seeking mostly pleasure. And that's what the 4 of Cups reversed is. Somebody was bored, discontent, and like, I'm going to seek pleasure. But you're going to find out at some point, if you haven't already, that that is like a waste of life, is seeking pleasure only. Or it's just not satisfying you in some way. Okay. Then we have, Two of Cups. So twin flame energy, not karmic. So Four of Cups reversed is saying go back to Three of Cups. Three of Cups must be reversed because we have Two of Cups. Three of Cups reversed is not uniting, also not working together. Not getting together with your friends when really you should, because your friends are going to help you out. But here we have a meeting of the minds, whereas before it wasn't happening. Somebody was very stubborn about it. So maybe what you were thinking about actually paid off, because I do have good investment here. And so there is this idea of a union of some sort, maybe a reunion even, but maybe it was turned down previously. I see lots of good things here with that. And then we have the Nine of Cups in reverse, which threw me off a little bit because I'm seeing, kind of like not getting what you want. But in this case, I feel like this is saying somebody had been not regarding other people enough. And they realized they weren't satisfied. They weren't emotionally fulfilled. They weren't getting what they wanted by being selfish or shallow. Something was just missing deep down. And they realized that maybe they were just afraid of being alone. So it could have been a relationship where it just wasn't satisfying because they were settling. Could have been that they were living, a Three of Cups lifestyle, and now the Three of Cups is reversed because it's alluded to here, which is not doing that. But overall, just realize you're kind of disappointed with love. And it could be depression affecting your love life. I'm just seeing not being satisfied. And then what you want is Two of Cups. You want something special. You don't want the Three of Cups. You want the Two of Cups. All right, what's coming up in the next 3 months in the near future? That's the outcome for Scorpios. 3 months. What's coming up? Next 3 months, what's coming up for Scorpios in regards to the situation? You're going to meet somebody, I feel, that's going to get you out of depression. You are going to get an offer. Definitely. I mean, each person in the Two of Cups has the Ace of Cups. They're bringing something to the table here. It could involve forgiveness, okay? But this is starting over again, having a fresh start and being very happy. Definitely romantic in this way, but it's going to involve a reconciliation of some sort. Love offer. And, the Ace of Cups is being offered from somebody from the past. Could be a Cancer or a Scorpio, another Scorpio, because that's what rules this card. So somebody from your past is offering you that Ace of Cups, or you're offering it to them within the next 3 months. And there may be some kind of forgiving that needs to happen here. I mean, some people could get pregnant if that's what they're looking for, because we do have a gestation card. But I don't feel like that's entirely what would be here. All right, what's coming up as the outcome for Scorpios for the next 6 months? Ooh, I hope you're thinking about somebody from your past, because it looks like it's happening. Also, just be careful, because with the Tower here and the Six of Cups, I'm seeing if you neglect the situation, like maybe procrastinate a little too much, it's going to lead to some kind of upheaval. Okay? So don't neglect it too long. All right, so let's see what's going on in 6 months from now. Okay, I'm also getting here, because of the Six of Cups now, in your situation and what's crossing you, somebody may have been not very sentimental about the past, and somebody else was too sentimental. And I'm seeing that maybe that's going to start switching around now. Somebody may have focused on, independent projects and traveling. Okay, what's the outcome for 6 months from now for Scorpios? Okay, well, we have the revelation of secrets, or coming out. Not literally coming out, but... So we had the Nine of Wands, which is being defensive. Okay. That's why you could have been shocked if somebody was nice to you. Just making sure you're putting up the barriers to somebody from your past. So even though this is being offered or you're offering this to somebody, there's still this idea of you hurt me, whether that's from your end or theirs. And so there's going to be these obvious barriers, and it may just sometimes take these down. And I think you could be a little conflicted because with the Tower here in your past, and this is in your outcome for the next 6 months, I get this idea of retribution. Somebody wants retribution, or maybe that's what you're fearing. And Scorpios are known for revenge of sorts. So that could be why you're afraid of this, because that's like one of your first thoughts. But the only retribution I'm seeing coming is probably from you. So if you're not playing on it, then you're fine. After that, we have the Devil reversed. So this is getting out of that paranoid thought. Getting out of, I'm trying to think how to say this. I don't know how to say this. Okay, so if you're planning on kind of having a facade of, ooh, nice romance from the past, but you're really planning some kind of retribution, or you're afraid that somebody else is doing that, but I feel like if you're planning this for some reason, the Devil reversed is telling me that just be cautious, because something that you're going to try as an adventure could end up dangerous. I'm seeing that to play both sides of the fence, because the High Priestess is here. The secrecy, the deception will be known. You might actually reveal it yourself, like, look, I was planning on this, but in the interim, I realized that there really was no reason, or something of that nature. So again, you could be planning something, and then with the what is it, 9 of Cups reversed, realizing that you were just really self-absorbed, and a lot of the stuff, you were in your own world kind of a thing, and you weren't seeing things clearly. I guess you could say paranoia in some ways. I feel like there's a little bit more here. I'm not really sure exactly what it is. But if you have any kind of secret ambition of some sort or determination, it'll come out. It could be somebody getting over obsession. I also have an emotional affair, possibly blackmail. That could be the retribution. Somebody may be afraid that this is happening to them, or it could have already started. But I'm not sure what there is to fear, because it looks like great stuff here. I think the Tower just kind of shocked you in some way. Made you a little paranoid. All right, then we have the Fool. I'm seeing that you should trust the situation. 3 major arcana that are coming out of darkness, being honest and truthful and trusting. Because this person's not going to be like anybody else. In fact, I see you guys as being very, very similar.